Hello, my name is Charles White. Tonight I'll be talking about RFID in healthcare, past, present, and future. RFID use began during World War II and is based off of radar principles designed by Sir Robert Alexander Watson Watt. The earliest patents were in 1973. They involved toll collection systems and keyless entry systems. Los Alamos National Laboratory had a lot to do with some of the major developments, and they started using the technology to track nuclear materials for the Department of Energy and to track cattle and their vaccinations for the Department of Agriculture. Between the 70s and the 90s, access control systems, smart cards, toll payments, and asset tracking systems were developed. And in the 90s, between 1990 and 2000, retailers started taking notice of RFID and the advantages it could provide in maintaining better supply chain management. Today, RFID is used in pretty much all major industries. Basically, there's two types of RFID systems. There's active systems and passive systems. Active systems require power, but they can have higher accuracy and more complex signals. Passive systems do not require power, but they're less expensive and they can provide simple, low-strength signals. They're kind of like the anti-theft tags that you find in retail stores. An overview of the system, you can see right here that we have tags passing over the sensor down here. Each time the sensor goes over each time a tag goes over the sensor takes the information from the tag, sends it to the database, and then computer applications can use the information in the database to do all kinds of stuff. And you can see here that this lady sees that each of these tags are getting scanned as they go across the sensor. The present use of RFID in modern healthcare, they can help with the 5 rights to safe medication delivery to help eliminate human errors. Also, it can check with the hospital database to make sure that prescriptions for medication match what's actually about to be given to the patients. This is accomplished by placing sensors on the patient and tags on the medication, and when the medication comes close to the patient, the sensor can tell if it's the right medication or not, and if it's not, it can sound an alarm. It can also be used presently in the distribution of pharmaceuticals. Basically, by putting tags on medication, they can monitor the supply chain all the way from the manufacturer all the way to the actual patient. Also, other information can be stored on RFID tags, such as verification of authenticity about the drug to make sure it's not counterfeit. Presently, it's also being used to track personnel, equipment, and patients throughout the hospital, and for real-time monitoring of all these things. And this can help reduce cost and time for looking for equipment that may be lost. The future of RFID technology, would be something like the hospital smart rooms, where basically sensors and tags and readers are set up in the hospital, and it can monitor every aspect of patient care. It can also help establish compliance data. So as the hospital staff is taking care of the patient, these sensors collect information about what they're doing and actually get stored in the database. So whenever they have compliance reviews, they can just go and find that information, and they can show maybe the auditors or whoever's inspecting what they're doing to make sure that they're in compliance. Let me go back. Another future use, it's kind of present use, but it's not really widespread, is the use of human RFID implants. Currently, they're very controversial, but they have been shown to help with patients such as those that have Alzheimer's. They have a tendency to maybe wander off or something like that. So nursing homes have used them to kind of keep a better eye on them and make sure they don't, wander off and get hurt or anything like that. Also, it can be used for emergency identification purposes. If somebody has an RFID implant and they get hurt and they don't have any other identification, then the doctors and nurses can get that information from them just in case, and hopefully they would have a health record that they can go against to give them the right care. But It's kind of a scary thing, but it can be useful in some situations. Some of the obstacles to widespread adoption would be cost, the development of newer and better systems. They have some reliability issues, and also security and privacy is a risk, since some of these systems have been shown to be hacked and had information stolen from them. So just be careful. That concludes my presentation. Here's some references that you can check out if you're interested. There's lots of information about RFID, and it's a pretty interesting subject if you take the time to learn. See you later. Have a good night.